I can still remember my first visit to a spiritualist church, and I remember the subject of the address that was given. It was based on our second principle, the brotherhood of man. And I remember the speaker telling us that we had to love each other. Now, this came as a bit of a shock to me. Being my first visit to the church, I didn't know anybody there, and the thought of having to love them was a bit alien. I didn't know them. I didn't know what they were like. I didn't know who they were as people. They didn't know me. And yet here was this man telling me that I had to love everyone. But our spiritualist philosophy tells us that our love for each other should be inclusive, the same way that our Father God loves us. Our Father God, the Divine Spirit, makes us all brothers and sisters with one Father. So we are one big family. And sometimes it's not always easy to get on with our family. When we try our best and somebody says something that triggers us or upsets us, we might think, oh, it would be so much easier for me to love that person if they hadn't said that, if they hadn't done that. But maybe we should be looking at what we are bringing to the world. Am I being the sort of person that I want to see in the world? Am I treating people in the way that I would like to be treated? And when we can recognize through spiritualism that we are all coming from the same source, that unconditional love of God, our Father, that we are all animated by that power of the Great Spirit, that we all have that quality that makes us equal. And we can recognize that we are one big family, and we can start to see our similarities and have respect for each other, and maybe more kind to each other, say kinder things, do kind actions. One of our spiritualist pioneers, William Stead, discovered he had the ability for spirit-controlled handwriting when his friend Julia passed to the spirit world and began using his hand to write letters to him about life in the spirit world as she was now experiencing it, but also about life on earth where she could witness it from her viewpoint. And she said, if you had but love enough, you could have heaven where you are. Now, we don't call the spirit world heaven, but the word heaven conjures up all sorts of warm thoughts and warm images. So we know what Julia meant. If we loved each other enough, we could have heaven here. But she didn't mean in a hearts and flowers, romantic Valentine sort of way. She didn't mean going up to strangers and hugging them and kissing people that we'd never met before. She meant recognizing those qualities that we each have within that come from our Father God, those qualities that make us family, and reacting to each other with kindness, with respect, with patience, tolerance, and with love. And when we do that, we'll be expressing the love that our Father God, the Great Spirit, has for us, that unconditional love. We will be manifesting that on earth for each other, our brotherhood of people, here and now.